Tyger Tyger. I was looking for a good animalic fragrance, some that is intense, powerful, and interesting. Nope, not this one. So I thought Tyger Tyger with 2 tigers would be the one. But right away, first spray, I was confused. Welcome to my place. My name is Dave. This is Tyger Tyger from the niche house of Francesca Bianchi, a Netherlands company. Spray time. Look at that. Very nice sprayer, nice and wide. The bottle itself looks like a stock bottle, but I would say something for a niche house or smaller houses, independent house. I don't mind them saving me money on the bottle. The juice is what counts, right? But I actually think this is pretty cool. It sits really nice on the shelf. I have quite a few of this. It works really well. I think this was the first bottle I bought from the house. I bought this 30 ml, over $100. Without smelling it, I blind bought 4 or 5 more, or maybe 6 bottles from the same house. Why would I do that, Dave? Well, I actually do silly things like that sometimes, but not many perfume house from Netherlands, so I was intrigued. I see them selling online right now for about $70 some, and that's a super great price. On the top right here, I'm not getting the animalic I was hoping for. What I'm getting is a sweet honey powder. The first time I smelled it, I thought, what the heck? It leans a bit feminine and no tiger to speak of. Now, I must first tell you, a spoiler, I really enjoyed this one. You know, I'm always going to tell you like it is, right? So I was confused the first few times I wore it because I kept coming back and trying to smell the animal, the tiger, but it just was not what I was expecting. But the more I wore it, the more I stay with this, the more I actually really enjoy it. And this is one of those I had to look up the notes. You know, I like the coloration of the bottle itself. It's very simple. This, I guess, beauty in the simplicity. One of those fragrances that's not a cookie cutter, it's not boring. And I guess that's one of the reasons why I keep coming back. What I pick up also on the top right here is the white floral. Now, the few notes that I mentioned, honey, powder, white floral, it leans, I think it's unisex, just a tad bit feminine, but I wear them to go out. If you know me, I don't wear anything that's too feminine because I'm more of a still too chicken to wear out. But this one, I was able to do it. What I did not like in the very beginning was I was looking for that more of a dirty type of animalic, but this turned out to be the more of a leather. It comes in the middle, and then I got it. This is more of a smooth, soft, pleasant type of animal instead of the dirty type of animal I was hoping. This more like a colorly leather of a tiger. I keep mentioning about this is because the few wearings I almost gave up on this one. Due to that, it was not meeting my expectation. You know, like I said, I was looking for that dirty animal. But after wearing a few times, yeah, there's honey and bee wax, sweet, but not overly sweet. This is powdery, but not too feminine. It's more of just a tad unisex or a tad feminine. It is animalic, but not dirty. What I really enjoy about this one the most is the vintage feel. Like back in the 40s, 50s, where the gentlemen were still a thing. Now I'm speaking of abstract, okay? It's just a feel I'm talking about. The other bottle from the house, I tried Sex in the Sea, and that also gave me that vibe. A very nice classical vintage vibe, and I really enjoy that aspect about it. So when you smell a lot of modern stuff, it is really refreshing to smell this type of stuff. This is high quality without being outdated, without smelling outdated. When I close my eyes on this one, when I smell it with my eyes closed, I could smell a little bit of a booze and just a tad bit of oud, O-U-D. In the cold weather, sometimes I feel I'm smelling like a cuddling fur of a sleeping tiger. I was trying to figure out how was the best way to say that, but basically just like I'm rubbing the fur of the tiger and kind of smelling a bit. It doesn't go dirty at all, but it just the feel of a comfortable, fluffy type of Tyger. Now, I'm not kidding, okay? I'm just maybe my imagination or the name, but there are other supporting notes like peach. Actually, that's peach is pretty strong here though. There's also heliotrope. Now, to summarize the smell, okay, so I mentioned a bunch of stuff, but there's honey, there's floral, leather, powder, and peach. That's what I get the most. So it's, you know, sweet, not too sweet, flower, but not too dominant. Mostly it's like white floral. There's the leather for sure that's in there. Smooth leather, okay, not the dirty, rough, rugged. And there's powder, maybe just a tad baby powder, but it doesn't smell like the typical baby powder. So I mentioned a lot of notes and stuff, but at the end, what I really enjoy the best is this one smells expensive and smooth and classy. Sometimes you hear me compare some fragrances smelling expensive or not. This is a perfect example of an expensive smelling bottle, and that is well put together. Okay, now one important thing about it is the price. I've been thinking about the price because my own thought process when I was deciding to buy or not was how to justify like 30 mil for $100 for typically niche house. That is about the price range. But if I'm comparing to designer fragrances for about the same price but 100 mil, like more than three times the size, this Tyger is Extrait de Parfum, and it has very high oil concentration. And this one is a real beast. Not just because of the name, but it is a strong projector. It lasts all day, morning to night. Usually I'll do 2 sprays like a sissy sprayer, but this is perfect for this one. 2 sprays last me all day, all night. But what I also found out was if I do like maybe 4 or 5 sprays, it comes out more feminine. But when I do 1 or 2, it's more toned down. It doesn't smell too much powder. Instead, when I'm driving the AC, the wind's blowing to my nose, it smells really, very nice, comforting, with a touch of powder, with a touch of sweet. But it turned out to be so smooth that it doesn't smell feminine at all. In fact, I just feel comfortable. That's the best way I describe this one for myself. When I spray, I feel comfortable, and yet it's still interesting. At different time, different weather, I'll smell different things, okay? But mainly the powder is there, the leather is there, the honey is there, the beeswax. Yeah, so basically on the pricing is when I do 2 spray of this versus 5 or 6 sprays of the designer with the same price, this one actually come out cheaper. So occasions is more suitable for the cool weather. It's extremely versatile, does not go too difficult in the animalic at all. It's smooth leather. It does lean a tad bit feminine, just in case you worry about that powder, just a tad bit. So I only do 1 or 2 spray maximum. 1 spray I'll do it on my chest, inside the shirt, and the other spray probably around my neck, or maybe sometimes I'll put it on my wrist. I like to smell the AC blowing into my nose when I'm driving. So if you're concerned about that, if you're not there yet as a guy, right, about the powder, yeah, maybe it's not for you yet. Also, one of the subscriber, De Coco, that he mentioned to talk about more niche houses. I have a bunch of them. Yeah, I love to talk about them. So thank you for the suggestion. For me personally, if you know me, I am very worried or chicken about wearing this to meet people. I do. And they have no complaint at all. They did not compliment me, but maybe because I only do 1 or 2 sprays, but I could absolutely smell it myself. That's why I wore it quite a few times actually, especially now the cool weather. I'll just spray it on and go out, and at the end of the day, it's still there. So this is a beast even after 1 or 2 sprays. You know, I hope that's kind of helpful though. Just a very short take on this house, Francesca Bianchi. I think she has other brands of fragrances, but this is the one, you know, that I bought 4, 5, 6 bottles. So I'll probably need to talk about this since the pricing is good right now. If you're interested, Extrait de Parfum lasts you all day, all night. I don't have any exact clone of anything to this one. Like I say, it does smell vintage. And I'm trying to see how I could put that into a perspective. A better perspective is I have a bunch of classic fragrances. You could date where they're from, 70s or 80s. This one, the funny thing about it is, like I said, it does smell like the 40s or 50s. For me, those are very classy eras. And yet, it still can be modern. I don't know how that come about, how I feel that way, or how, she's able to do that, Francesca Bianchi, the brand be able to do that. But that's a very nice mix for me, where it's modern and yet it's still vintage. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to describe. Love this one. All right then, with that said, I hope that is helpful. As always, see you next time.